I want to restate my position and state this loud and clear for everyone who says I'm inarticulate and not cogent enough. For everyone who says that I'm rambling and you cannot get my message, here it is. There is no proof, zero proof that TV can improve your life. Let me say that one more time, because apparently I'm indirect. Apparently my message is being missed. Here's my message. There is no proof that TV can improve your life. If you understand that message, then there's no need for you to continue listening. But for those of you who say that I'm rambling, what am I getting at? What am I hinting at? What am I dodging around? I just told you directly, clearly, there is no proof that TV can or will improve your life. I can wait. I can wait for you to go find some. Let me give you an example of how you can prove that TV can improve the quality of your life. You can go find 10 kids, 16 years old, 20 years old, whatever you want. 10 kids, 16 years old, that watch TV on a daily basis, weekly basis, what have you, and 10 that have zero. And you go to the first 10 and you monitor their productivity, what they're actually producing, what they're building, what they're creating, what organizations they're starting. And you look at the 10 without TV. And you look at a before and after snapshot. And apparently, if I'm wrong, you should clearly be able to see that those 10 children, or 10 people, 10 men, that didn't have TV before, but were now suddenly given TV, over a 1 week period, or 1 month period, or 1 year period, 10-year period, whatever period you like, you should be able to clearly mark and map the improvements in their life based on your friend TV. That's a very simple way to prove that wrong. You should be able to document those results. You should be able to submit them to a research journal. And the reason you haven't read any of those reports is because they don't exist. The reason that you've been watching TV for years and you're still stuck in the rut is that because those reports do not exist. The reason that the people who watch the most TV in America, blacks, have the least socio-economically is because TV will never give you anything. I'm saying that directly. It's a black hole. But I have to keep getting emails. What are you saying? You're rambling. It's a black hole. That's what I'm saying. You won't get anything from it, no matter how much you watch it. In fact, this black hole is going to take you for everything it can. That's what a black hole does. You get too close, it's going to suck up your money. Get too close might suck up your family. Now you got to replace your wife with a stepwife. Now you got to replace your son with a stepson. You get too close, it might suck up your morals. Bitch ass. Now you have to go home. Listen to your kids refer to you in that way. Punk ass daddy. But apparently, that is not cogent enough. My message has been missed. I'm rambling, and TV's great. TV's great because the message was missed. What are you trying to say? Are you trying to say that Superman is not useful to me? That's exactly what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. If you're asking me this question, this means you have missed my message. Are you trying to say Iron Man is not useful to me? That's exactly what I'm saying. I'm saying look at your kids. You've got nothing to pass on. You've got zero. Your kids are on welfare, moving from house to house. I'm saying your daughter's raising all these bastard babies. I'm saying the girls are men, the men are women. And this TV has been a key instrument in your deception. But the message was missed. When I tell you TV deceived you, TV helped turn your woman into a man. You're like, well, what are you trying to say? I'm saying TV has helped turn your women into men. But what's your point? That is my point. My point is, look at your life. What do you have to pass on? What do you actually have? What do you own? What do you possess? And that's right when blacks get really philosophical with you. Once you start talking about power, wealth, and influence, that is when black people are going to get philosophical with you. Well, why does everything have to be about what you possess? What about the spirit? What about the spirit? That's the one thing we have. We have soul. Okay. Soul does not buy you bread. Soul does not ensure that you have clean water to drink. Soul is not stopping your kids from being vaccinated. Soul is not stopping them from being sterilized. Soul is not stopping your little boys from being turned out. Soul is not stopping them from being felt up, your little girls fingered. Soul is not stopping any of that. Soul is not going to teach them the language, which actually there's not a problem with. It doesn't matter if you know a dialect or the official language. The problem is that you let your dialect get stamped on. The problem is you lack the power to defend it. Soul is not going to do any of that. You can keep praying if you want. You can go pray some more. You want me to convince you? You want me to say it more clearly than it's already been stated? You're so used to listening to your religion and Jesus, he came back from how you saw him leave and that's how he'll return, and you want to go meditate on that. You're so used to listening to nonsense that when something is said to you directly, the first thing you want to do is run and hide under a tree, and you want to try to twist those words around. What does it mean when he said you won't be able to feed your children in the future? Maybe it means that we will be able to if we keep watching TV. What did Bertie mean when he said that the children are learning to wear wigs based on watching TV, which shows women with wigs all the time? Maybe he means that if we let our children keep watching the women in wigs, that they won't become wig wearers. And that's when you get really philosophical. Ask a black person for money. We can talk about anything you want, any subject you want. But once money comes up, that's when philosophy comes up. Dr. Umar's building a school. Who's got their money ready? Who's planning? Who's actually got their money ready? Well, why does everything have to be about color? Why does it have to be, and everything's going to be okay, and I believe in it. And let me ask you, who actually had this conversation when you went to watch Harry Potter? When Dr. Umar, when Jason Black, when Tommy Sotomayor, when these guys are asking for money to build something, and then you say, well, I don't know if we have to do that, and I don't know if it's that serious. I don't quite agree, because I think that's not really the problem, and maybe I think what we should really focus on is our morals and spirituality and true, I get that they're trying to build a school, but what we should really focus on is our morals of the world, because right now righteousness is okay, great. But how many of you made that same argument when Iron Man came out? When Iron Man came out, when Superman came out, when Tron and Star Wars and all your favorite movies came out, how many of you said, well, I don't think I can give Harry Potter this $20 because right now what the world needs is not that, and I can't really support it, and let me get into the philosophy of it before I hand over this $20. How many of you actually did that? How many of you went and had this long, drawn out, garrulous debate? Or did you just hand it over freely? Did you grovel? Did you beg for them to take your money? Did you line up 6 hours early? Were you waiting overnight for that Star Wars? Oh, but I'm mistaken. I'm mistaken by even talking about this, by even bringing this up. I'm the bad guy. I'm supposed to just say, yeah, that's perfectly okay. Like, you got money for Harry Potter, no money for Jason Black. That's cool. That's cool. Money for Superman, none for Dr. Umar. Cool. That's great. This is the problem with Black Americans. You've got to convince them there's a problem. You've got to convince them there's a problem. Already, you've got stepdaughters and stepsons running around everywhere, stepping on everything. You're tripping over them, about to step on a stepkid, stepson. You've got 4 generations of just steps and stairs all in your house. Your homes look like escalator factories. This is the problem with Black Americans. I've got to convince you of something. Apparently, the Chicago Tribune in Chicago, where I'm from, is not enough. Apparently, every day when you read the newspaper, that's not enough. 12-year-old kid shot on the west side of Chicago. Oh, let's speculate. Let's kind of guess. Let's guess what race they were. Why does race have to be important, Birdie? Why is it important? We're just people. Okay, well, that was a black girl that got shot. Next day, 14-year-old kid shot west side of Chicago, shot in the head. Dad, why do we have to talk about colors? Well, yesterday that was a black kid that got shot. Today another one. Let's just be people. Let's just be people. Come on. Let's be people. See, this is what dummies will try to tell you. Let's just be people. I want anyone who says this, I want you to go to Iraq right now, and I want you to walk in the middle of the battlefield, and you tell them, let's just be people. In the middle of a war, as a civilian, you're not in that position, and only a dummy is going to walk into the middle of the battlefield and say, let's just be people. You can be people all you want with this bullet piercing your skull. You can be dead people. Stop the fighting. Let's just... There are more dead people. If you want to be people, you can get power and then you stop the war. But as a civilian, it's your job to take up arms. It's your job to turn off the TV